Hello everybody, welcome. It's good to have you here. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I give you my pledge to try and make sure that you get the best return on investment from your time being here. Because time is such a valuable thing. We've all got stuff that we should be doing, actions we should be taking, hopefully marketing that we should be implementing, but you've chosen to take a few minutes out, and I'll be very respectful, try and keep it down to around about 15 minutes, or while you grab a coffee and perhaps a sandwich, and talk to you about marketing, and specifically today about why your website is not working. Because if you're like 99% of the businesses that I meet every day, when I talk to them, they'll tell me, well, you know, my website's just a brochure site. It's not there to try and win business. And quite frankly, that's just bullshit excuse for the fact that they've not done whatever's required in order for it to win business. There's no reason why a website, any website, shouldn't be creating leads on an ongoing basis. There's a couple of main reasons why, but there's no real, this type of website doesn't work. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. Firstly, just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. I've been doing this being helping businesses with their marketing, their sales and business growth, providing advice through my Results Mastery program now for 28 years. And you can imagine the changes in marketing in that time, and I've been helping people right throughout that time. My mission is to help 10,000 businesses to become more effective. I've got my Results Mastery program. I've also got something I call the University, which is my initial program that people often go into, where they gain access to me on video. There's video training, a community, and so on and so forth. So just go to my website, which you can see down. It's always difficult when you're looking here. There it is. There it is. There it is. There. That's it. Go to steve-mills.com, not right now, but at the end you might want to do that and go and have a look at what's on the university. But right now, just to let you know, we're streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook and YouTube. We're also live on my podcast, Results Mastery Podcast, so you might want to subscribe to that. And we're also live on Amazon Music, we're live on Apple iTunes and about 30 other different streaming sites. So altogether, we've got somewhere around about 7,000 to 8,000 people watching each of our episodes of these Results Mastery live sessions I do. When I say watching, in actual fact, most of them are listening rather than watching. But either way, just try and add as much value as I can. So, back to the main subject of today. Why your website is a waste of time and what to do about it, I think was the actual title. Now, that doesn't mean your website's a total waste of time. You know, perhaps clients are getting information from it. Hopefully it's search engine optimized and it's findable on Google. But generally speaking, I'd say that 99% of businesses are getting nowhere near what they could get from their website because of two main reasons. Two reasons why they're not. Excuse me, I got hiccups. The first one is lack of traffic. Basically, nobody's going there. You know, I see people all the time. I'll say to them, so how many people are visiting your website every month? Now, the first reaction is, do you know what? I've got no idea. How do I find that out? Well, I say the easiest way is Google Analytics. Google provides some software that tells you how many people have been to your site, how long they've stayed on your site, where they've come from, what pages they've looked at, whereabouts in the world they are, and so on and so forth, and even what they've typed in to find you. Have they, do they know that my website is steve-mills.com, or have they typed in business advice for small businesses? Because that's a really interesting thing to me, to know whether they just knew me or whether they found me based on some of our keywords. So we need to make sure that we know this type of information. We then need to crank it up. You know, we're coming towards the end of 2023. We've got 2024 just round the corner. And, you know, if you want a better next year than this year, then now is the time to take action, or to start thinking about taking action, at least to do some planning. What action should you be taking? Well, you should be looking to drive traffic from a whole variety. Let's just kick off talking about social media. Okay, so there's no reason why you shouldn't get hundreds of people visiting your website from LinkedIn, the same from Facebook, the same from Twitter, the same from Instagram, the same from TikTok, and so on and so forth. So let's just say that you use those. Or perhaps you're like, you know, one of those people who say, well, you know, I don't like social media. I do a bit on LinkedIn, but I don't really use the rest of it. I even hear people saying something ridiculous like, Facebook's not for business. That's just the biggest load of rubbish out. I'm sorry for anybody who says that, but you know what? It's just not true. It's simply not. So what we need to do is to think about what it is we're going to do under the heading of social media. Now, my belief is this, that you should, every single time you post, every time you should make an offer. Now, these people say, oh, social media is not for selling. What's it for then? You know, is it for getting likes? Because I'll tell you what, you can't put likes in the bank. You know, they won't accept them. You know, for me, the secret of success. I was talking to a guy the other day who's, I'll not mention the networking group, but it was one of these national networking organisations. You know, there's several of them around. And he was telling me how great it was. And I said, oh, right. Why are you so impressed with it? Oh, it's brilliant. He said, you know, the community and, everybody helps each other and everybody passes leads to each other and so on and so forth. I said, oh, sounds good. So how much business have you won over the last year? He said, well, I haven't actually won any business. I said, what, you've been doing it for a year? And he said, yeah. And you haven't won any business? No. Well, I'd have thought it was pretty rubbish then, rather than being really good. Anyway, we had a conversation about that. But my point being, it's results. I specialise in results mastery. That's the mastery, getting, improving people's results. And what I'm telling you now is what you need to do to drive traffic to your website so we can fulfil the second part of these two things. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So we're going to do loads and loads of effort into your social media to drive traffic. Okay, so I'm talking like at least 3 or 4 posts per day, not per month or per week, per day, to get traffic to your website. The second thing you can do on social is to buy advertising space. You can pay to get people to go to your website. And, it costs like whatever, I don't know, it varies depending on who you want to go there. But let's say it costs 50p for somebody to go to your website and, you drive them to a page that converts, which is something we're going to talk about in a minute, and you get 1 in 10 buys your £500 product. So you get 1 in 10, so that's cost you a £5 to get that person to spend 500 quid. Now, it doesn't always work like that, obviously, but, if you can get that, you've just uncovered a pot of gold, really, that you can use. Now, how else are you going to get people there? Email marketing. You should be doing email marketing on a very regular basis with the same idea. Go here to find out more. Visit this website to find out more. Go and read my blog post. It's about XYZ. Go and watch this video, which I've embedded into my blog, it's about ABC, and so on and so forth. So you're constantly using email to drive traffic. Next one, SEO, search engine optimization. People tell me, well, I don't understand it. Well, I can tell you right now, SEO, on a basic level, on a level that people like you and I, who are not, internet marketing gurus, can do, is fairly easy. Takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of effort, but we can do it. I can teach you how to do good enough SEO, search engine optimization, to get your website onto the first page on Google under specific niches, not under anything too generic, but we've got to pick the battles we can win. And I can get you to do that in probably half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And I'll show you everything that you need to do in order to do that. It's as simple as that. In fact, if you join my Results Mastery University, there's a video on it that I've just released. So you'd be able to access that. But anyway, what else have I missed? Oh, yeah, Google AdWords, yeah, or Bing, or Yahoo, whatever. Yeah, you can use search engines to do the same form of paid advertising as I spoke to you about on Google. On social media. So that again, it's a no-brainer. Now, is there any other ways? Yeah, there are tons of them, aren't there? I can get myself on the radio. I can go and be interviewed. I can go and stand up in front of a group at a networking event or a conference or an exhibition. There's an infinite number of ways of me driving traffic to a website. There really is. So, go ahead and do that. Number 2 then, there's no point driving people to a website if that website doesn't convert. So we've got to look at this website and see, maybe we spend, a month driving traffic to the site. We see how well that's performing. If we've had 1,000 people and we've got 10 inquiries, then we know the numbers. So we could either go, right, let's try and get 2,000 people there to double our leads, or we could go, right, what do we need to do on page in order to double our leads? Now, again, an infinite number of different things you can do, but some of the big ones are improve your headlines. I see headlines on websites saying things like our services. Can't you find anything more interesting than our services? Another one is about us. Who gives a rat's ass about you? Only you. Instead of saying about us, say how we can help you. Is that better than about us? I'd have thought so. Instead of saying our services, say marketing services, landscape gardening services. That's still a bit boring, but it's a lot better than our services. And also, by the way, that's more likely to get picked up by Google and get you traffic as well. Once you've sorted your headlines out, there's your copy. There's your subheads. There's the use of photos. There's the use of video. Right? Does having a video on a page, improve the conversion rate? Well, only by about 40% on average, I'd say. So you get 40% more leads by having a video on a web page than you would without. Not always. It doesn't. Nothing's guaranteed in the world of marketing. In my experience, going back 28 years, you never know. But you have to try different things in order to improve the performance of each and every element of your marketing. Does that make sense? I'm hallucinating that you're saying it does, because it really does. What about the use of testimonials? Could you add testimonials to your website in order to improve, again, the conversion rate of that website or that web page? Yeah, of course you could. That could really help. Could you offer a free download of something, or a free invite to a LinkedIn Live or a webinar or something like that? If you're driving people to your website to a particular page that's a free webinar that people can sign up to, and then you can follow those people up on the phone because you've got their telephone number and email address. That's part of the battle, isn't it? It's got to be. And you convert, you get 50 people to a webinar, 25 of them turn up, you phone all 50 of them, the 25 who turned up first, and that equals 10 meetings, 5 sales, and that's really good for you because you're making an average unit of sale of £1,000. You're making £5,000 every time you do a webinar. Well worth it, I would have thought, assuming the profit's there. And that's it, really. That's all I've got to say. So the two things, it's not about how, I hear this all the time. Oh, our website doesn't win any business, so we're having a site redesigned. Honestly, guys, it's nothing to do with the design. When I say nothing, that's not true. It does make a difference, but it ain't going to make that much difference. Because all you'll have is a prettier website that still nobody visits and it still doesn't convert. So go and have a look at your, what is the most wanted action that you've got on each and every page on your website. Because if you're like most of them, you've either got 100 different things that people can do, or more often, you've got none. You've got no CTAs on your website. And a CTA is a call to action. Tell people what to do, and some of them will do it. That's it for today. Thank you ever so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to share this recording now if you see this on anywhere, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever. And thank you for being here, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Thanks very much for listening.